This is Ashley with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 thirstiest anime girls.
Sexy. それに車検のいいね。煩悩を捨てろ。私は邪念を捨てるためにここに来たのだ。
さりげなく俺のコートで顔を拭くな。
For this list, we'll be looking at the female characters in anime that only have one thing on the brain. Did we miss a thirst queen? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which anime list you want to see next. Number 20, Restart. Cautious hero, the hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Just because she's tasked with saving a world on the brink doesn't mean she can't admire the occasional piece of isekai booty.
Oh, six-pack.
Compared to so many other lustful ladies that dominate the medium, this goddess is definitely on the more reserved side, often standing out as the voice of reason. That being said, when it comes to Seiya, all bets are off. Rista may scold him when he's acting like a jerk, but it definitely doesn't stop her from getting an eyeful when he starts flexing those guns. Number 19, Suzuka. My sister, my writer. When a person seems to be too perfect, chances are they've got a dark secret or two. In the case of this writing prodigy, she's stuck in a perpetual state of limerence in regards to her brother. And of all the Oni-chan obsessed girls out there, Suzuka definitely takes the cake for one of the most desperate to make sure their incest train leaves the station. She might be ranked higher if her ploys weren't foiled by her terrible animation. Turns out a person's thirstiness is diminished when their eyes are slipping out between frames. Number 18, Hana. Prison school. The one kind of thirst no guy wants to be on the receiving end of. Well, maybe some of you. It's not that Hana isn't a ball of sunshine with a sweet disposition, it's that she's a ball of sunshine that can cause concussions with how deadly her kicks are.
Don't you ever patronize me with that wannabe!
This violent enforcer of the student council is a beast inside of a bell, and as such is unable to control her urges when she falls for Kyoshi. No matter how enticing you find her, having someone threatening you into incredibly awkward situations is next bloody level.
I'll get it. Keep still.
Number 17, Maruka. Chio's School Road. A sportsman through and through, all Maruka cares about is spreading the word and maintaining the noble profession of kabari. At least that's what she keeps telling herself. The truth is, the only reason she's such a fanatic about the sport is because kabari gives her an excuse to get close to other girls. After her not-so-secret passion is finally brought to the light, she fully embraces her inner perv and commits to grasping the posteriors of any that meet her eye. Number 16, Shaya Arifereta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Well, you know what they say about rabbits. Even against a masochistic dragon waifu, none of Hashime's brides even compare in the piv compartment to Shaya. Falling desperately in love with the one-eyed edgelord, there's nothing this bunny won't do to get some of that isekai goodness.
Huh?
Though it's often rewarded with some stern blowback from Hajime, that's not stopped Shaya from pushing onwards in the vain hope of getting hit on harder than the show's budget.
もう一遍溺れてこいこのエロウサギ
Number 15, Akemi. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? She knows what she likes, and what she likes is them gains. As part of the quartet of anime honeys eager to get themselves into shape, it quickly became evident that the thirstiest is Akemi.
おいソリュイ適当な理由つけてさっさと帰ろうぜ。
Sure, she appears the most knowledgeable and down-to-earth of the bunch, especially when compared to Sakura's desire to land herself a boyfriend, but just you wait. As soon as she hits the gym and gets a whiff of the nearest six-pack, those bad thoughts come tumbling out.
本当誘ってよかった。こいつやっぱり大胸筋が目的だったか。
Number 14, Yoshiko, Aho Girl. This little lady has an unstoppable craving for bananas, both the sweet yellow fruit and the other kind, just as long as it's attached to her uninterested crush.
俺にパス見せてあげる。
Despite being somewhat well-meaning, Yoshiko cannot help herself when it comes to her curved obsessions.
赤のエッジ。でも赤が見たいならむしろ見て存分に見て。
Disrespect the banana and she will murder you. Try and steal her non-boyfriend and she will team up with her equally voracious mother to expose you. Seriously, nothing slows this girl down. Number 13, Rika, Haganai. While her perversions are spread out across a variety of genres, Rika is primarily robosexual. As in, the idea of two Gundams locked in a docking sequence leaves her redder than Char's mobile suit.
You want to see it?
You show it to people?
Of course, why wouldn't I?
Extremely open about her wants, it isn't outside the realm of possibility for Rika to offer fun times to her dearest friends and threaten to rock their world in public.
That one's a pervert.
Good to see you! Rika just discovered how great the girl-on-girl stories are.
But given how antisocial she is, the only target of these affections is Kodaka. Better man your cockpit there, boy.
It's so big, bigger than expected.
Number 12, Karura, Kengan Ashura. Despite being an assassin from the prestigious bloodline, this Kure is a compassionate little flower, no different from your average high schooler. Except for when it comes to all things Oma. Falling head over heels for the successor of the Nico style, she spends nearly every waking moment throwing herself at him in the hopes he accepts her as his new wife.
一体何が狙いだ
All so they can hurry up and create the next generation of Kure warriors. She's certainly very full on her affections, but we'd argue she's still the definitive waifu of the entire franchise. No debate.
服を着なさいはしたない誰に似たんだか
Number 11, Darkness, Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. For her pride as a paladin, she will take on any foe, and as someone who takes immense pleasure from both pain and humiliation, she'll happily let said foe knock her silly again, and again, and again, and again.
無屈けき男たちが私の肌を見て興奮している。なんという恥ずかしめ。汚らわしい。
Darkness is a very complicated creature, to put it mildly. By all accounts, she rivals Megumin as the best girl of this haphazard adventuring party. It's just she can't contain herself when she's put in a situation that demeans her in any capacity.
ぜひ私を、ぜひこの私を、パーティーに。
I mean, if you're looking for degenerates, Kazuma is always available.
おいダクネス、そのいやらしい体を使ってちょっと金を稼いでこい。
ちくしょうこの女はもうダメだ
Number 10, Esdeath, Akamega Kill. She's the Empire's secret weapon, hell on high heels, capable of freezing everything, even time itself. And she's totally into the bland male lead. Guess even badass villainesses aren't immune to the harem curse. Of course, in this instance, Tatsumi may have considered going all the way with her. Not only is she by far one of the most provocative characters in the whole series, but there was the very real threat of her slicing him into tiny little pieces if he refused her. Sheesh, for someone who can control ice, she really needs to chill. Number 9, Hestia. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Kind of hard to believe that this deity has practically no followers. Not only is she as cute as can be, but her choice of fashion leaves very little to the imagination. Guess the adventurers of this world just aren't into that. Tell you what Hestia is into, Belle. Originally being her only familiar, Hestia has shown to have the heavenly hots for the wannabe dungeon crawler, in spite of the fact his interests clearly veer towards the warrior class. Here's hoping they can work it out, preferably before Hestia decides to start smiting her romantic rivals. Number 8, Anna. Shimonetta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. And this is why suppressing all urges is a bad thing. While appearing prim and proper on the surface, Anna's pristine disposition melts away after an accidental and rather steamy encounter with resident man-meat Tanokichi. Now more than a little obsessed with getting with her new crush, Anna goes from My Fair Lady to Basic Instinct pretty quickly. Unfortunately for Anna, her tendency to nearly violate the man of her dreams, as well as bake cookies infused with her love fluids, tends to ruin her chances of getting any action. Number 7, Boa Hancock. One Piece. Given how she was tortured by the celestial dragons, it's easy to see why the Snake Princess would have an initial aversion to men. Of course, Luffy isn't your run-of-the-mill guy. After proving his selflessness, Hancock's entire image of male pirates was shattered, and as a result, fell helplessly in love with the Straw Hat Captain, aka the only guy in the entire world who couldn't care less about romance. Ouch, tough break. Of course, Luffy's disinterest in rocking the boat hasn't dampened the flames in Hancock's heart even a little bit, to the point where she's proclaimed herself as his one true wife. You're a lucky man, Luffy, even if you don't know it yourself. Number 6, Kuroko, a certain scientific railgun. There's a thin line between bestie and stalker, and Kuroko likes to blur it on frequent occasions.
Ta-da! I brought your school swimsuit with me in case of just such an emergency.
While she's a competent esper in her own right, she's rather infamous for literally throwing herself at Mikoto in the hope of getting herself a piece of that railgun.
Please look at me in a different light. If this one doesn't work, I'm happy to change it for you, sissy.
Whoa, no, I didn't mean that literally.
It's about as annoying as you'd expect, to the point where we're kind of wondering why she hasn't completely ditched her yet. Alas, Kuroko's thirst shows no signs of diminishing, to the point where flashing her goods has become commonplace. May want to tone it down a bit there.
Modest as it is, I'm sure this must be driving you crazy, sissy. I know it'll be difficult, but please try to resist.
I don't think I'm gonna have a hard time with that.
Number 5, Subasa Hanakawa, Monogatari series.
正面座ってパンツ見ようとしてる。
Oh, Araragi. You may have helped numerous ladies overcome plenty of supernatural afflictions, but you also tend to be the cause of a lot of their issues.
ハララギくんどうか私のノーブラおっぱいをもみもみしてください
Just take Hanakawa over there. She had such a crush for you that she ended up turning into a cat girl with a taste for blood. Classic romance.
ハララギくんが私のストレスは全部引き受けてくれるだにゃんて素敵だねじゃあ殺してもいいのかにゃ
Don't worry, Hanakawa. You might have gotten your heart smashed to tiny bits, but we've seen the kind of stuff he gets up to with his sisters. Trust us, you don't want anything to do with that.
こんな風に優しく撫でて欲しかった
Number 4, Sarutobi Gintama. Even ninjas have their needs. Some just choose to express said needs by stalking their crushes relentlessly. Not sure why Sachan would fall for someone as, well, unique as Gintoki, but the heart wants what the heart wants. Granted, the average person would have given up after the first time Gintoki throws a projectile into their face, but not this ninja, though that might have something to do with her raging masochism.
じゃあこれでお願いしますもうそこから違うだろ
論外だな
When you go as far as to make yourself a virtual copycat of the guy you like, you officially have a problem.
これで私本物の銀さんの鏡になれたかな
俺メガネしてないよ
Number 3, Juvia, Fairytale. Even a hopeless romantic with no sense of personal boundaries can find true love if she keeps at it long enough.
でまだやんのかい
Ever since Gray saved her life and recruited her as a Fairytale guild member, Juvia has been utterly entranced by the shirtless wonder, never letting an opportunity go by to try and snatch him up with her womanly charms.
相手にされなければされないほど燃え上がるのが恋近づけば近づくほどジュビアじれったい
While her affections are the furthest thing from subtle, her loyalty to her one-sided relationship remains oddly endearing. Odd how someone made of water can be so thirsty.
落ち着け
Number 2, Albedo Overlord. There's no nice way to say this. This winged beauty lives to please Bone Daddy.
至高の方々の最高責任者であり私どもの最高の主人でありますそして私の愛しいお方です
なるほど
The leader of the Floor Guardians may look rather refined with her fallen angel frame, but as soon as she gets a whiff of her beloved Lord Ainz, she turns into a beast desperate to be taken to the boneyard. If that's not disconcerting enough, she also has a full-on Ainzelgone body pillow for her nightly needs.
男の子でも女の子でも問題ない
Mr. Ruler of Nazarick, you might want to sort out your lady before she literally explodes.
アイン様もう我慢しなくても良いですよね
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Tomoko Watamote. Oh, Tomoko, deep down we know any guy would be lucky to have you as a girlfriend, but you really don't do yourself any favors. Raised on naughty video games and prone to falling into more cringe-worthy situations than thought humanly possible, Tomoko's quest to snag a boy has only resulted in social misery. Yet she still persists, only to find herself falling into more and more embarrassment.
こんな子の彼氏だったらもこっちこりゃほんまポッキモンやでもこっち
While you'd hope she'd learn to take it easy, it's more than likely that her unbridled lust is going to persist. The thirst is indeed strong with this one.
それってこれからこうなってこうなるってこ こと。
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.